and welcome to Reveal, where I share tips and tricks for aspiring photographers. Today I want to touch on the subject of somebody taking a hobby such as photography and turning it into a professional career and what that takes. I have so many people that come to me and ask me, hey Laura, what do you recommend as far as what do I need to do to start a photography business? It's something I'm interested in. How did you get to where you're at now? So if that's you, then listen closely today as I talk about taking a hobby to something that's professional. Just in a few basic steps I want to touch on. And the first of those steps today is just to practice. It's as simple as that, but you need to practice and practice and practice to really get the technical skill behind the camera and with your subjects and lighting and everything it takes to be able to be confident when you come to the place where you're actually charging people for your work. So how do you do that? Well, you could do it if you have your own kids and use them as models, or for me, I was looking to go into wedding photography, so I needed some models that were, you know, couples or brides. So I found some friends of mine that were willing to be portfolio material and let me practice on them. And I did simply that. I said, hey, let's go to this orchard today. Will you please wear your wedding dress and do your makeup and have lots of accessories? I would love to practice on you. And I had lots of gracious friends that were willing to do that with me. And through that, I was able to really practice my skills. And I did that over and over and over and over until I got to a place where I felt like I had the types of skills that I could start charging people. And I felt confident in my abilities to manipulate light and pose people and get the shots that I was looking for. So it truly comes down to something as basic as that, but you have to practice to develop your skill. Beyond that, when I decided to take my hobby to a higher level, I decided, you know what, I can't just keep shooting with the camera that I currently have. It just isn't a professional level camera, and neither are my lenses. And so as hard as it was, I took the big step of dropping lots of cash, and I bought a camera that I'm so happy with and lenses that I absolutely love that help me achieve the look that I'm going for. And so that leads me to the last part of today, where so many people ask me what I use, what camera do I use to shoot, and what are my favorite lenses. One of my most common questions. Well, when I invested in that camera equipment, I purchased a Canon camera and I bought the 5D Mark II. Can't say enough about this camera. It's incredible, and it really is a camera that's built for wedding photography. It's great for that. I mean, as well as so many other things, but as a wedding photographer, it's necessary. And then my favorite lens, hands down, that I probably use about 85% of the time is Canon's L series lens, which is just a high quality. It's their 50mm 1.2. It's really sharp, it's very fast, and I actually love that it's not a zoom lens. People, you know, that's just a personal preference thing. You can decide what you like personally, but I like having what's called a prime lens. It's only 50mm. I can't zoom in or out, which makes it so that I have to move around my subjects, move closer and farther depending on the shot that I'm getting. So, you know, I personally like it because it causes me to interact more with my clients, and I feel like it loosens them up, it loosens me up, and we just get better shots. As a wedding photographer, of course, I have the big zoom lenses and I have the wide angle lenses. You have to have it all for weddings, and backups for all that as well, of course. But that's my go-to camera, and that's my go-to lens for everything. So while it's a heavy investment up front to take your hobby to a professional level, it takes spending a little bit of money up front and doing lots and lots of practicing. So I hope this helps today with Reveal on some tips and tricks for aspiring wedding photographers. Stay tuned other weeks for tips on lighting and composition and post-production and the business side of photography, which truly is probably the largest part of photography. So thank you, I'm Laura Gravel, and thanks for joining me on Reveal, and I will see you next time.